rather important game, Nigel.
Yes, very important to us in terms of our European ambitions for next year. And the look of the season, yeah, it's a huge game.
Looking back at last weekend, can you just sum up that game on Saturday?
I'm very disappointed in our performance. We really dropped off a couple of levels. I've been quite pleased with the way we've been performing over the last period, but that was definitely a drop-off, albeit against a very good team, but we probably made them look a lot better than they were. We didn't really, the one thing that we spoke about going into the match was really going there to challenge them and having a crack at them, and I didn't think we achieved that, so it's hugely disappointing. You never quite know how games are going to go at that level and of that intensity, but the one thing I wanted was a performance, and we didn't get that, and that was hugely disappointing.
The players explained why that didn't happen since then?
Well, we got a fairly clear idea of what we didn't do in the game. There were quite a few players that really didn't turn up, didn't put a performance in, and consequently, we lost our shape very early on when we had the ball. We switched off in a couple of key moments, which allowed them to score some tries out of nothing really, and then the last 10 we were completely out of sorts. So overall, it was hugely disappointing from our point of view, because I do feel that we are a better team than we showed.
Is it an overall improvement you're looking for, or particular areas?
There's quite a few areas, to be honest. I felt we lacked urgency generally as individuals, which meant that we weren't in good positions to construct our game, and consequently we never really looked like threatening.
Cardiff, of course, had that great win up in Newcastle, so they've been better sorts.
Yeah, well, Cardiff playing some good stuff. They're scoring tries, in fairness to them, and they've got a real quality squad there who's starting to show its ability.
Is the pressure on United, because you have to win this game, don't you? Something like that, the Blues can afford maybe to lose this one, but given it's the real 8-pointer, how much pressure is on you and the Scarlets team?
Yeah, there's pressure. Of course, there's pressure. We can't hide from that. But nothing will detract from where we're going. We're clear where we're going this year and in the future. There's a young group of players who are maturing all the time and getting better. We are going to develop from wherever we can from within our region, and we've got a clear view of how we want to play the game. An open, expansive style of rugby, which sometimes can be higher risk than maybe closing games down. But we're absolutely not going to move off where we're moving forward to, and nothing will distract us from that.
How much of a blow the next season would no Heineken Cup rugby be if that would be the case?
Well, it wouldn't be great, obviously, and ideally we'd want to have that. But I think, again, we have to come back to the fact that the league is very important. It's a high quality league that we're in. French and English have always put a lot of emphasis on their leagues, and it's hugely important. Having said that, the Amlin threw up some great encounters on the weekend, and that's a quality competition in its own right. It's not where we want to be, but if we end up there, then we have to deal and manage it. There's still a lot to look forward to. This group is only going to get better, but it would be a disappointment. Of course, it would.
If you win your final 3 games, do you think that'll be enough?
We probably have to pick up a few winning bonus points as well, I would have thought.
How have the players responded, Nigel, to sort of the pressure that's obviously on you at the moment?
They're fine, they're absolutely fine. And when you looked at our running over the last 4 weeks or so, it was probably always going to come down to these 3 home games. So we've been pretty focused on that. We've realised that that's where it could have ended up, and now we've got these 3 home games that we need desperately to do well in, but we realise that if we can get good results in these last 3 games, then it pushes us in with a fighting chance.
I guess the implications of not reaching Talent Cup next season are severe, aren't they? Like financially, and there's all sorts of other things that come into the equation as well, don't they? I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think financially there's no huge discrepancy between what we get now and if we were in it, because we share it amongst the regions. The fact that we'll still have European games here. We've got an extra 2 games against the Italians as well, and we would expect to do well in any European competition that we were in. So
financial implications are not maybe as dire as you make out.
In terms of attracting players and maybe keeping players who want to play in Europe's top competition, would that be having an effect, do you think, with the Heineken Cup, with the kudos that it brings?
It could possibly have an effect, yeah. I can't say either way on that one, to be honest. But what we've got here is a group of young players who are developing, and as I said, we're happy with them. Next year they'll be a year further down the road. What we need to do is to secure some of the experience that we've got, which we're working hard to do, and I'm fairly confident that that's going in the right direction. And the squad will grow and become better. It would be nice to supplement it with some quality signings, and we'll see what happens.
How tactically then can you beat the Blues? What was the key to beating an informed Cardiff side at the moment?
Yeah, well, first of all, we have to defend well. They've got some big ball carriers who get them over the advantage line and give them good go forward ball, and they've got some very useful backs there as well. So there's some key strike players that they have that we have to be able to manage. But more than that, we have to deliver our own performance with the ball in hand, and that's something I was disappointed with on Saturday. But I'm quite clear that this group of players is going to stand up and be counted on Saturday, particularly after such a poor performance.
Will you, after this game on Sunday, will you have your Blues ball hat on for the European matches, knowing that they obviously there's that extra whilst you're in the Heineken Cup?
Yeah, absolutely.
After Saturday.
How does your planning go for next season at the moment, Nigel? Have you got sort of two plans if you make it or if you don't? Or?
No, it's exactly the same. It doesn't make any difference at all. To say we'd still be in a European competition. It doesn't make an ounce of difference.
Matthew Rees, you could be without him. What's his injury?
Yeah, Matthew was unfortunate last week. He had to pull out during the team run. We're a lot more optimistic this week, but he will be fitness tested on Thursday.
Any other bumps and bruises?
Yeah, we got a few, but there's nothing too serious. A couple of boys couldn't train today, but they're due to train tomorrow.
Nigel, you talk about you want to move ahead with this young group. Do they want to move ahead as well? Are they happy to be here? It hasn't been an easy season, but if you're investing in them, do they want to invest back into the region?
Well, absolutely. I mean, without us investing in them, they wouldn't have had a future, and I think they've appreciated what this region has done for them. And I think, on the whole, I'd have to say that I've been really happy with the way they've progressed and the way that they've shown up for us. I do think as well, in general terms, our supporters are starting to see what we're doing, and they believe in a lot of these younger players as well. And I think everybody knows what we're doing here. The group have been great. They're magnificent. They're still very buoyant, still full of confidence, and they're looking forward to Saturday to hopefully put right some of the poor performances of last Saturday.
And moving forward in years to come, will this group benefit from having been through a difficult season and being exposed to high-level rugby at such a young age? Yeah,
there's no doubt. There's only one way that young players can develop, and that's at playing at the level that they need to play at, and that's what we've done here. It probably started halfway through last season. And there's a lot of inexperience. I think I read somewhere that Munster had, over 9 players over 30 years of age, which shows the level of experience that they belong to. And it is important, we probably haven't got that quite at the moment, but the fact that we have blooded these younger players and this younger group will certainly, whatever happens here over the next couple of years, mean that this team will only get better.
Is there a point to prove, do you think, Nigel, after last weekend? Is that what the players feel?
Yeah, I think so. As I say, we were hugely frustrated with that performance. We didn't expect that of ourselves. We thought we had more in us. And as a consequence, we've been very hard on the players this week. We've lost other games over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but there's been performances in there. This time that wasn't the case, and we didn't even look like winning the game. So we have got a point to prove, yes.